Hey, what's up? Andrew Kramer here, and welcome to another blog video update on videocopilot.net or wherever you're watching this. Maybe it's a bootleg on YouTube or somewhere else, but either way, I'm glad you're here. And we've got some cool things to talk about this week. We've got a new tutorial called Submerged, and let's take a look at that preview real quick. Okay, so that's going to be a fun tutorial. We're using camera projection techniques on two still images, and then using some 3D layers and things. We're putting that together. So that's a fun tutorial. We've got a couple of other things to talk about. Oh, I've got my Do It Live shirt on. I don't know if you can see that, but it just says, "We'll do it live." And if you know what that means, great. If not, well then, I'm sure you get that a lot. We've got this new camera. It's called a Canon 7D, and I was just going to give you a few thoughts on it. It's this new Canon camera. It shoots HD, and it does the 24p, and it's got a nice solid body, and it's pretty interesting actually. But let's get back to that in a second. Let's jump here into After Effects, and I want to go over a quick little tip here. And I figured using the blog update video, we could maybe throw in some quick tips, or if there's a free project file, I can maybe discuss how it's set up or something like that. So we're just going to try this out. We've got this simple little example here where we have a shot of a man walking by in the first shot, and we're using it to transition into the next shot. And we simply have an animated mask, and if we look at the original shot, he's just walking by. So if we take the pen tool here, we can draw a shape around his backpack and then off to the other side here. And then if we hit M, we can keyframe the mask path. Set a keyframe, and a cool tip is if we set this to none, we can see the shot while we, animate our mask, which is helpful for, doing roto and stuff like that. So, okay, so we'll go ahead and set it to subtract and possibly turn up the feather amount to kind of make up for the motion blur. And we have our shot. Now, you may want to go in and refine the mask, but this is the basic idea, and it's just kind of a fun way to transition between two shots. And I thought it was a perfect example for just a quick tip during these video blog updates. Let's go back to the Canon discussion. Don't know if you guys know, there's another camera. It's called like the 5D Mark II, which was like the first kind of main camera to shoot video. And personally, I never got a chance to use it, but I've seen some videos online, and it was pretty impressive. I think the real benefit with a digital SLR shooting video is that you get the lenses and things, and like I have just a little cheapo 50mm lens on here now, but that's really the benefit, and kind of in my opinion, I'm not sure there are too many other benefits. I think it's a cool thing. I think the rolling shutter issue is a little bit prevalent with pretty much any moving shots. And like I said, I haven't seen the 5D, but the sensor on the 7D is actually cropped a bit, so it's like a 1.6 zoom. So I wonder if the rolling shutter is better or worse because it's sort of closer to the problem, you might say. But that's just a theory. I have no idea. Just probably spreading rumors like most people do on the internet. So I guess I'll carry on. I'll continue. I couldn't quite figure out how to get a 720p 24 frame per second setup. Unfortunately, it just seemed to be shooting 60p, but my friend said that there's a way to do that, so I'm not sure if that's true or not. So again, we'll continue to spread some rumors. So I think if you're shooting stuff that isn't particularly fast movement, maybe you're making a commercial where it's more slower, more abstract, the quality, is beautiful. Being able to get the quality of a digital SLR in a video format is quite impressive. Action movie might not be the best solution. I'm not sure. We get this blue light up here. Here, let's see. We'll do some white light. blue light. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. So just to go over a couple of points from like a video perspective, one thing I noticed that's interesting is that most of the the high quality tests of the camera that you see online are mostly shot at nighttime, which is interesting because whenever you have background lights that are out of focus, you have that really high quality kind of bokeh effect, like the out of focus circles and things, and that always looks impressive when you have like a person who's in focus and you have this sort of beautiful background. So it's interesting that we always see those tests as like the high quality ones, but I think it's interesting to kind of see what the camera can do in other situations, because you want to really have a versatile camera and not just one that looks good at night. So and I think this camera does look good in other situations, but don't think that just because it's a photography camera that just turning it on is going to make everything look good. So keep that in mind. ISO goes up to like 6400, and I've got this really fast 50 millimeter lens, and if you get like a 1.4 or 1.8, you can really shoot in dark places and get away with it, definitely. And the compression of the video is good. It's like a 50 megabit stream, which is comparable to like a Sony EX1, although I'm not sure if the color space is the same, like a 422 or not. But yeah, just a couple of problems, just things to think about, more like caveats of the idea of shooting. And the thing about a digital SLR is if you're shooting handheld, which I wouldn't always shoot handheld, but if you are, you have a narrow center of gravity, and so the camera jitters like this. And so when you film, you can kind of see this jitter, no matter how steady you hold it, you can kind of still see it. Where like a normal video camera, it's longer, and the camera moves like this, which kind of eliminates that sharp jitter, and instead you get more of a wavy kind of jitter, which isn't as noticeable, I think. Okay, you have a screen on the back here. The viewfinder doesn't actually work, but you kind of view it right here. And the thing about it is, if you're filming in tight places or down low, you can't see the screen. You have to like get down low to be able to see. Most video cameras have like a flip out screen that rotates and pivots, so that if you're shooting down low and you're making your skateboard videos and things, you can flip that screen out, and you can even shoot up high over your head, like if you're at a golf tournament, and you can flip that screen down and look at it. There is some really cool monitoring options, so check that out. And this isn't really meant to be an in-depth review, just kind of my initial thoughts for anyone who's interested, which I assume no one is. But if you made it this far, you probably have your volume down. I bet you green screen work would be an interesting test also. So what else to talk about? Now, I think there's excuse me while I scratch my head here. I have fleas, and so I've got this like shampoo and the special brush that I'm supposed to use. It's like a comb, really fine. And no, I'm just kidding, by the way. I actually have hair lice, and very complicated. Okay, I'm kidding about that. It's leeches, blood-sucking leeches, and getting those out. I mean, they're easier to get with the comb. You just you lose patches of your hair also. Okay, well, I'm not sure what else we can talk about today, but this is just a basic kind of overview of a few things I wanted to talk about. And one last thing, I just want to show you kind of what we're dealing with. So, okay, I turn on the light. Not as exciting, and the blue light and the orange light, just to try to make this seem a little bit more high-tech, which, of course, it is not. And this is just getting ridiculous. I don't even know what I'm talking about. You turn a camera on, and the pressure, you just start saying random stuff, so I'm sorry. But the tutorial's pretty good, so check that out. I'm Andrew Kramer, and we'll see you next time.